Number 1, solve for y in terms of x. So basically it wants you to get y by itself and make it look like y equals mx plus b. So if I want to get this y by itself, what's got to go? The 2x and the 4. The 2x goes first, so I subtract 2x from both sides. I am left with, and I'm going to come over here and write it, 4y equals negative 2x minus 12, or you could have put plus negative 12. How do I get rid of the coefficient 4 when it's attached to the y by multiplication? Divide everything by 4. That means this term and this term. Then I simplify. Y equals, can I simplify negative 2 over 4? What does that simplify to? Negative 1/2 x. And then what is 12 divided by 4? 3. So I could have put minus 3 or plus negative 3. Any questions on that? Okay, number 2. Again, solve for y in terms of x. So I'm going to get rid of the 3x by subtraction. So I have negative 2y is equal to negative 3x minus 18. How am I going to get rid of the coefficient negative 2? Divide everything by negative 2, and then I simplify. So I'm left with y equals, what is a negative divided by a negative? So I'm left with 3/2 x. What's a negative divided by a negative? A positive, so plus 9. Are we good? Any questions? Okay, the next one says which expression, so this is going to be multiple choice, obviously. Which expression is equivalent? So when you're doing these problems, you're just going to simplify them. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to do, I need my calculator, is distributive property. So I'm going to distribute the 2.5 to the 3.7 and the 2.5 to the 6.4. So I have 2.5 times 3.7, which is 9.25x, plus 2.5 times 6.4 is what, 16? Yes or no? Then I'm going to distribute this minus, this negative 4.6 to everything. But what should I do first with this? Change. So I'm going to distribute the 4.6 to that and the negative 4.6 to this. So that is negative 4.6 times 7 is negative 32.2x. Yes or no? And then negative 4.6 times negative 3y is positive 13.8y. Now, what am I going to do here? Distribute the negative to everything in the parentheses. So it just becomes opposite. So minus 3.1x minus 4y, because a negative times a positive is a negative. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to combine like terms. So anything with an x, I'm going to combine. And then I'm going to combine anything with a y. And then that number is just going to be left alone by itself. Okay? So I'm going to combine 9.25 minus 32.2 minus 3.1, which is negative 26.05x, because those are my x's, so I did the pink ones. Now I'm going to do 13.8 minus 4, which is positive 9.8y. And then I just leave the plus 16. And that's the answer. That is the simplified version. And like I said, it's going to be identical on the test tomorrow. It's just different numbers. So if you're going to have to distribute a negative today, you'll be distributing a negative tomorrow. Okay? So make sure you're good with that. All right, this is the same thing. Was there anything to distribute, though? No. There's nothing to distribute here. Nothing to distribute there. So do I even need the parentheses? No, I do not. All I need to do is combine like terms. Okay, x's can be combined with? Can x's be combined with x squareds? No. So this x squared can be combined with this x squared. This x can be combined with this x. And this regular number can be combined with this regular number. The parentheses were not needed because there was nothing to distribute. So what is negative 3 plus 4? Positive 1. So do I even need to write the 1? I could. I don't have to. So x squared. So I did the green ones. Now I'm going to do the pink. What is positive 2x minus 2x? It's gone. Do I even need to write it? What is negative 10 plus 52? Positive 42. And that is the simplified version of that expression. Again, I'm going to say it again. X's can be combined with x's, but they cannot be combined with x squareds. X squareds can only be combined with x squareds. Are y'all good with that? Okay, on the equations, on the CBA, I am perfectly fine with y'all using your calculator. It's a CBA, so it's like a practice star test. I'm fine with y'all using your calculators. These, your calculators would not solve, right? But this one, it will. Now, I'm going to do it by hand just for practice, but again, you can do it in your calculator tomorrow, okay? So I'm going to combine like terms. What's 5x minus 6x? Negative 1x plus 3 equals 4x plus 10. I'm going to get all the x's to the left. So I have negative 5x plus 3 equals 10. I'm going to subtract 3 on both sides, and I get negative 5x equals, and 10 minus 3 is 7. I'm going to divide by negative 5, and I get x equals negative 7/5. Now, if you do it in your calculator, the calculator is going to give you your answer as a decimal. Okay, so you would either need to, it's a multiple choice, so change it to a fraction or make sure they're the same value. Okay?
So it's far from the decimal?
Yeah, as long as it has the same value as 7/5. Okay, could this one be solved in the calculator? Yes or no? Yes. So let's practice doing this one in the calculator. So I'm going to go to y equals. I'm going to type in alpha y equals 1/3. Tab out 12x minus 6, close parentheses, go down. 5x plus 7. Now what do I hit? Second, trace, option 5, wait for it to graph. Enter, enter, enter. What's the answer? X equals negative 9. Again, on the test tomorrow, I am perfectly fine with the equations being done in your calculator. Okay? All right, this one, you could do it in your calculator. You could also do it by hand. It's totally up to you. Which way do y'all want me to do it? Calculator? All right, so y equals, so I have 4 open parentheses, x minus 4, close. 6x minus 4, open parentheses, 2x plus 5, close them. So all I did is type in exactly what I see. This is 6x minus 4. It can't be a negative 4, even though it looks like it. Because it's between two terms, it has to be a command. Are y'all with me? Okay, second trace 5. Enter, enter, enter. That is a repeating decimal. You should know what this is as a fraction. What is 0.6666666 repeating? It's 2 over 3. Not 1 over 3. 1 over 3 is 0.3 repeating. So the x equals negative 2/3. Again, guys, this test is multiple choice, so you would just match the one that has the same value. Okay?
So we don't have to show our work
On the CBA, because it's a practice star test, I'm not going to make you. Now, if it's these, you're absolutely going to have to show your work because the calculator won't do them. But if it's these, the calculator does them. Okay, this one, I guess we'll just stick it in our calculator. Negative 4x. What would this be? Minus, open parentheses, negative 3 minus 4x, close parentheses, negative 5, open, 2x minus 6. Now, putting in the calculator, you have to put it in there correctly or it won't solve it, okay? Second trace 5. Enter, enter, enter. The answer is 2.7. X equals 2.7. Yes, ma'am. Same thing. Yeah, so it's, like I said, it's multiple choice, so you would just pick the answer that has the same value. Okay? All right, this one, put it in the calculator. So 0.4, open parentheses, 10x minus 12, close parentheses. 0.3, open parentheses, 13 minus 2x. How do I know it's a subtraction sign? Because it's between two terms. Okay, if you don't know, then change, and then you'll know it's a plus negative. Second trace 5. Enter, enter, enter. The answer is, now this is going to be x equals 1.8913043. I would write the whole thing. If it's multiple choice, then I would see which answer matches, because it would probably be in fraction form. Okay, which you can go back to your home screen. You can type that in. You'd have to have the whole thing, not a rounded version. And then hit math, fraction, enter. Oh, I must have typed something wrong. 1.89130. I didn't. It doesn't want to do it. So you would just have to change the answer choices to a decimal if they're a fraction form and see which one had the same value. Okay? Are y'all good with that? Like if the answer choices are fractions, then just go change them to decimals and then see which one matches. Okay, last one. What would I have to do with this one? I would have to change the variable to a x to put it in my calculator. So I have negative 4.4x minus 2, and then negative 5.5x minus 4.2. Second trace 5. Any minute. Enter, enter, enter. The answer is x equals, actually it's s equals negative 2, because these are s's. All right, can I skip these two equations? Are y'all okay just putting them in the calculator? Okay, let's go on to this one. Simplify the expression. Okay, the first thing you see is parentheses, right? So you ask yourself, is there anything I need to distribute in these parentheses right here? No. Do I ever have to distribute a plus sign? But what would I have to do if this was a subtraction? Distribute it, okay? So do I even need these parentheses? No, so I'm just going to combine like terms. X squareds can be combined with x squareds. X's can be combined with x's, and regular numbers can be combined with regular numbers. All right, so here we go. X squared. What is the coefficient right here? A negative 1. What's negative 1 plus negative 5? Negative 6x squared. Okay? So I did that one. Now I'm going to do the x's. What is 8x plus 2x? 6x. Excuse me. 10x. And then what is 12 minus 15? Negative 3. So minus 3. Are y'all good with combining like terms? Okay, look at the next one. This says write a simplified expression that would be equivalent to the expression. All it wants you to do is distributive property. Okay, so this is going to be multiple choice. What's the first thing I would do right here though? Change, change. So I have 8x times 5x. What's 8 times 5? 40. Now, don't forget, what is x times x? X squared. Remember, 5 times 5 is 5 squared. X times x is x squared. You cannot forget that. Okay, plus, what is 8 times 12? 96. And it's also x times x, which is x squared. squared, and that is a negative because 8 times negative 12. Can I combine these two terms? Yes, because they are both x squared. So I'm going to do 40 plus negative 96, which is negative 56x squared. Any questions on that? Okay, this one, number 15, what's the first thing I would do? Change. So I'm going to distribute this to this and this to this. What is negative 3 times 8? What is x times x? X squared. Then I have a plus. What is negative 3 times negative 15? Positive 45. And with just an x. Can I combine these two? No. So I'm done. Are y'all okay? These are on the test tomorrow. Make sure you're good with them. Okay? The last two are inequalities. You're just going to solve these. You cannot do these in your calculator because it's not going to tell you what kind of sign to put. Could you put it in, though, just to see what the number should be at the end? Yes. But basically, we're going to do distributive property, so change. I have 4 times c is 4c plus 4 times negative 5 is negative 20 is less than, change. 2 times c is 2c plus 2 times negative 10 is negative 20. Now I'm going to get all the variables to the left, so minus 2c. I'm going to come over and write it over here just because I'm out of room. 4c minus 2c is 2c plus negative 20 is less than, that's gone, negative 20. I'm going to get rid of this negative 20 by adding 20. I have 2c is less than, what's negative 20 plus 20? 0. Can you have a 0? Absolutely. I'm going to divide by 2, and 0 divided by 2 is? So I have c is less than 0. Guys, please don't tell me that's no solution. That is a real number. C can be anything less than 0. All right, I'm going to do the last one. We're going to get all the variables to the left by subtraction. So I'm left with 4w plus 3 is less than 15. I'm going to get rid of the plus 3 by subtracting. So I have 4w is less than, what's 15 minus 3? 12. I'm going to divide both sides by 4, and I'm going to be left with w is less than 3. Did I need to flip the sign at all? When do I reverse the sign? When I'm multiplying or dividing both sides by a negative. I am going to post this video in the Google Classroom, so if you go home tonight and you think, hey, I want to go over those crazy ones of combining like terms or whatever, just go look at the video and like fast forward to what you need to see, okay?